In business, it is always not about the money you have, but the idea. However, sometimes the money you have will determine what you'll make in that business. In Kenya, this amount you can start business with, and the profit you make will sustain your lifestyle. Yesterday, we were discussing about the businesses you can start with 500,000 shillings, all the investments you can make with 500,000 shillings. So if someone gives you 500,000 shillings, you have so many ideas, but pick one idea that will always generate income for you. We are going to list some of the best businesses and investments you can make with 500,000 shillings, and the profits possibly you can make from that amount, and equally some of the businesses you can avoid if you have this money. Now, the first investment you can make, if you don't, for example, you don't have time to run your own business, you can do some one or two investments. And one of them is to invest in special fund. There are specific companies that provide this option, or special fund, where you invest up to a minimum of 1 million or a minimum of 50,000 to 1 million shillings. So if you have 500,000 shillings and the interest normally ranges between 14% and 20% per year, then you are assured every year, if the interest, for example, is 20%, you'll get a profit of 100,000 shillings. So this is not a bad investment, and it's for people who don't have time to run their own businesses. We also have money market fund, but this one, their interest is lower than special fund. If you invest in money market fund, the interest is between 7% and 18%. And most of the companies give an interest of 10%. So if you get 10% per year of 50,000, then or 500,000, expect to get 50 to 60,000 shillings every year. But the good thing about money market fund is secure, is safe compared to special fund. That's why special fund offers higher interest rate. Also, those ones who have not joined SACCO, you can join any of the leading SACCOs in Kenya and buy shares from them. I encourage you to buy shares from SACCOs than these other corporate companies. Once you buy shares, for example, 500,000, if you buy shares worth 500,000 shillings in a SACCO, every year you will earn dividends, and normally the rate is between 13% and 20%. And I see most companies give the rate 18%. So it means your 500,000 shillings will be yielding at least 60,000 shillings every year. And that's a good amount, 100,000 actually, every year and above. So you expect that money forever, as long as you invested in it. So those are some of the 3 investments you can do and generate decent income every year. Of course, you can invest in bonds, government bonds, but they take a long time, even up to that 1 year to mature. So it's better, instead of investing in bonds, you better start a business. And now, which are these other ventures you can do in Kenya with 500,000 shillings and earn profits? You can go into farming. Farming is the best. Of course, it will require you to be patient. You can do farming, chicken farming, and in this case, go for Kienyeji chicken. If you have 500,000 shillings, you'll keep more than 200 Kienyeji chicken, even more than 300. And in a year, be sure to make more than 300,000 shillings from Kienyeji chicken. So these ones are a bit strong and they rarely die from diseases. Also, you can keep sheep. Sheep farming is also another profitable venture you can make. Now, with 500,000 shillings, if you buy one of them for 4,000, how many of them can you buy? Even if you buy 100, you keep them for 1 year and sell even a quarter of that, you'll make a lot of money. Because each of them you buy for 4,000 and you sell for, let's say, 12,000. That's a profit of 8,000 per year. Times, if you sell 50 of them, multiply and see how much you'll make. So sheep farming is very profitable and they multiply very fast. You can also do farming for pig. Pig farming is good, also very profitable. You can also start vegetable farming, especially Kienyeji. If you are in the village, places like Rift Valley, Nyanza and Western, start planting vegetables and look for the market in Nairobi and Mombasa. These long distance buses will transport those products, or even these vehicles which carry heavy items, they can transport. It's also very profitable. So farming is good, but sometimes it can make losses. But when it comes to vegetable farming, for example, saga, managu, spinach, uh, sukuma wiki, carrots, all those ones, you'll never make a loss, and the demand is very high. You can also venture into broiler farming, but this one is very delicate. You better start Kienyeji business. Now, which other businesses can you start? You can also do Mali Mali business, very profitable. If you live in Eldoret, Kericho, Kisii, Nakuru, you can start an agrovet business. 500,000 shillings is enough. You can also start the business of smartphone accessories. You don't sell smartphones, but accessories and spare parts. Start small and grow with time. 500,000 is enough. You can also start selling electrical appliances and bulbs. This is one business which is very profitable and it will generate a lot of profit for you. I can encourage you to start this business. Also, you can start a grocery shop in Nairobi. Grocery shop, inside that grocery have an M-Pesa shop, bank agency business, and also sell gas cylinders. Inside that, 500,000 shillings is enough to start the business, and you can make more than 100,000 shillings per month from that business alone. Also, if you don't want to take more risks and you have time to operate your business, you can buy a car and start your own online taxi business where you are assured of every month 30,000 and above. Let's say even 20,000 and above. For instance, if you are more than 45 years and you don't have a job, this is a business you can do with 500,000 shillings. You also have the Tumba Bell business, very profitable. 500,000 is enough. Also have car wash business. Also have the business of chemists. But a chemist, if you want to start a chemist, ensure that you have a chemist and you have a clinic. This one I can assure you, it is very profitable. So generally, those are some of the businesses you can start from for just 500,000 shillings and some of the investments you can make. Now, others are asking, what about bank fixed deposit account? Most banks in Kenya will give you interest of 2% to 4%. So it's not worth. Fixed deposit is for high net worth individuals. So I don't encourage you to do that. Others are asking, what about Forex trading? Forex trading is like gambling. It is hard to make profits. And those ones who tell you they are making millions, it is hard. They don't make millions. Some of them, they create money for others. So you may think they're making money. Others are asking, what if I invest in insurance products like education policy, life policy? These ones is not for profit. You are covering a risk. So I'll not encourage you to invest that way. And in real estate, you can start a BNB business. It's very profitable, a BNB. You can also, if you have land, go and start building that land. 500,000 shillings can build 2 up to 3 bed sitters. And those can generate between 12,000 to 18,000 per month, assured. That's another good investment. If you live abroad and you have 500,000 shillings, you can plant trees where you don't need anything, even bananas, even sugarcane, even avocado, has avocado. You have a small land in the village. Those are some of the things you can do where you don't supervise. You just come once after 2 years, harvest and go. Very profitable venture. So if you have any other idea, you can post in the comment section. Any suggestion, it's welcome. So simply, if you have 500,000, don't waste it. Use those, apply those ideas and you'll make profits.